Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So happy evening. Good evening, heroes and heroines, and welcome back to Practising Programming in C, where we're going to continue to store Cinera's sprites. So last stream we determined how we're going to do it, or we determined what we need to do. We just need to go about actually doing it. We're basically offsetting, offsetting associated asset indices. That's exactly what it is, really. So if we've got a deletion count, offset them. And yeah, what I've realised while I was having a break was that I need to basically do two passes, really. I won't be able to do the offsetting and the deletion in the same pass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the offsetting first, and then I'm going to do the deletion of the assets. I think that's the most expedient way of doing it, not least because in offsetting the indices you don't have to actually sort of cycle the database. You just have to. You can just snipe the new things in place, basically. So, offset associated asset indices. What do we need for this? All we need, I think, is the asset deletion records. And the deletion count. I think that's all we need, really. Yeah. So these are deletion records. It's a bit janky the way I'm doing this, kind of. Because usually what you do is just have basically a struct like this. It'd be like, oops. Maybe something like that, really. And then you just, you'd actually push them on. But when you do it that way, you need to free them, obviously. Doing it the way that I'm currently doing, you put it on the stack. So yeah, I'll stick with it. Stick with the way that we've got this at the moment, and maybe do what to do. I don't know. Sort of put this on the heap. So does that build? So it expected that. It expected an asset index location star, aka struct anonymous star, but argument is of type asset index location, a star in brackets, size type asset block count. Does that just mean that it's wanting us to pass it like this? So the record, let's just see. So this itself is an array. Yeah, I suppose that is what it's sort of saying. Does that work? Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of already an array. So basically what we want to be saying is we're going over multiple things here, right? We're going over the deletion records, and we're going over the all the associations. So what I'd like to do first actually is like do a type defining. Like associable. Associable identifier. So what associables do we have? So we've got a project art, project icon. We're going to also probably have an entry art. Remember, this is going to be things that we're storing. So you don't talk about the support having an associable identifier. Do we have a global? We probably will want a global. No, I don't think we will. I think this is all you want actually. So you can have an art variant and an icon variant. Let's just take a quick gander. So you can put it on a support, which we're not storing. You can put it on a medium, which we're not storing. You can put it on a project, which we are storing. So we've got project art, project icon, and that's it. We are storing the entry, but we don't configure entries. So I think that's it. These are the three things that we want to actually talk about. Okay. So you've got the project art, project icon, and entry art. So yeah, it's just looping over the project, isn't it? Yeah, I think that is just it. Now, what am I actually thinking of using that for? Now that I think about it. Maybe I just did it just as a reminder. But anyway, whatever. Alright, so we've got the project. Very first thing we want to do is we want to say some sort of logic. So that basically means if it is an index, if it is indexing into an at all. Okay, so this guy can just plus the entry, no problem, I think. I think that's it. I do think that's just it. Now we've got the child index, so we're going to be looping over them. So we need to pass the child. It's always a bit hairy, this kind of stuff. I mean, it's just right here, isn't it? Actually. Now, what does this actually have to do? I think it's just project skip project, isn't it? I think. Probably not. It's highly likely that I screwed that up. Locate first child of project. Skip that project. I mean, it might be right. It's not beyond the realms. Let's just see what we get. No, really, I should sort of wrap that, actually. Use the HTML base file name. So we didn't die. That's nice to see. Would we have expected to get anywhere? I don't even know if we're calling that, honestly. Yeah, we don't seem to be. So we need a way to have an asset in the database that we want to delete. So how on earth are we going to do that? Ah, yeah, yeah. We could use that, couldn't we? Let's just kill it because I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna play out. Okay. So let's just see. Oh, we won't have added it, will we? Well, it is there. It thinks that I do need to add it. How does it do that exactly? I think that's incorrect. Yeah, that isn't how it should work. Oh, is it? Actually, now I think about it. Oh, hang on. No, it might be. Yeah. That's going to be throwing us off. I suppose one thing we could try. I do want the send all. Let us just fake it just for a moment. So we're going to have a support that's called no, I don't think this will get added because this file doesn't exist yet. Well, okay, it has got added. Oh, send out has now disappeared. So yeah, that is a way to do it, isn't it? You can just switch between these two. Oh, hold on. It's just that, isn't it? You can just do this. Yeah. Okay. I think that's our test case. So we've got 2 currently in the thing. Should they be 0? I think they shouldn't be 0, to be honest with you. I think it should only be risk that's got that. So that's not correct so far. Yeah, it's just this, isn't it? So yeah, here we need to actually set it up to be nothing. Yeah, that's what we need to do. And then later on, when you're actually initializing the assets, that's when you actually set this actual value, really. So let's start again. Remove that just for the sake of it. That's better. Yeah, index and I can index now -1. The entry. I think this initializes it with thingamajig as -1. So that was supposed to have done it. Let's just step into there actually. So the iron is set to -1, which is correct. So I wonder at what point that ends up going to 0. So this goes takes the neighborhood. Yeah, so it is writing stuff into the end working this, which is correct. But yeah, the gist is that it should be initialized to -1 as it is. I suppose one thing you could actually look at is at the point that you write it, what are you writing? Are we looking at a line? What is going on? Oh, insert into DB. Alright, so yeah, here we are. So at this point here, we wanted to add some to the end, to the data, didn't we? I mean, what's going on there? Shouldn't we want to be adding someone to the database? What's the problem? Reinsert. Oh, right, reinsertion, because we've already got it in. Alright, so the art index is -1. Hokey dokey, so yeah, again, we're not going to hit this. Should I just try it? You're so right. Nah, this is garbage. So we're talking about risky. That looks right. So if we step into here, still talking about risky. Look at the first entry. Oh, there's no entry count. So yeah, we're not actually going to. That's fine. So this one tries to find book club. Right. coad. Again, this doesn't have any entries. Find the rinse coad itself. There's 24 entries you can see down there. Alright, so the art index is -1. That's great. So yeah, I do think that this, once you got all the way down to here, oh actually yeah, skip periods and children probably is what you want actually. Yeah, the art index is -1. To 0, so that's fine, it won't do anything. So we're now looking at, let's say, look at coad. It's got no children, which is fine. So we're going to skip past us and go up to the next person. They'll similarly skip past themselves and any of its children, which includes us. Yeah, I think this is correct. So that's skip that child. So who are we looking at now? Probably reader, hopefully. Yeah, right. This is book reader. So we're going to skip this and its children. Having done that, we're now looking at hopefully risk. Yeah, perfect. So the art index for this guy is 0. Yeah, perfect. So we may need to offset the art index of project, which is exactly as it should be working. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I like it. This has an eye and it's -1, so it doesn't need to do anything. Alright, I'm satisfied that we're traversing through that correctly. Okay, so having done all of that, we're then in a position to write past that assets header and get rid of the delete the projects, delete the assets. So here we go. We need a bit of logic in here now. Remember what we're doing. Right. It was take 2 that worked, wasn't it? Yeah. But this guy was just verifying that it was correct, so we can delete that. Alright. So I know this is pretty goddamn cryptic. But the basic takeaway from all of this the basic takeaway is that we might need to offset the association by some amount. If our index is greater than the deletion index, then we decrement it by 1. Okay. We then decrement all the following deletion locations by 1, and then we do it again. We then say like, are you greater than 2? If you're greater than 2, decrement you. Right. Now what I'm wondering is if we can do it in a single pass, basically. So we can determine, straight out of the gate, how much everybody needs to decrement by. So if you're greater than the first one, then yes, you do need to move. But if you're smaller, you never need to move. If you're smaller or equal to, you never need to move. I mean, I'll tell you what, I think all you do is actually, I think you just do it in reverse. I think that's all you do. Right. So you say that if your index is 11, if your index is greater than 11, decrement you. If your index is greater than 9, decrement you, which will also decrement these guys. If your index is greater than 3, decrement you, and if your index is greater than 1, decrement you. Right, so you do it in a single round. Let's just see what that would look like. Obviously we don't care about this because that's somebody else's responsibility. So this is what we're starting off with. If you're greater than 11, decrement you. If you're greater than 9, decrement you. If you're greater than 3, decrement you. And finally, if you're greater than 1, decrement you. So what have we ended up with? Yeah, we have ended up with the same thing, haven't we? 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, so that's what you do. So yeah, it's a piece of cake really, isn't it? You just need to say if it's greater than thingamajig, then you need to loop over the dudes. So that's the actual index. Remember, we're decrementing each time, so it needs to be like a running result sort of thing. So if the result is greater than the asset deletion records, let's put the brunt of the work in the actual loop head. And the body can work as normal. Yeah, do you think that's just it? I might put this all the way around as well. Only because these things are the things that are consistent throughout. And that's just the way that I tend to do it, really. I tend to put the ones that I put the ones that don't change at the left, and the ones that do, they can change on the right. I mean, when you think about it, that's not really a very good way of doing it, because when you're reading from left to right, you really want to be reading, well, when you're reading it full stop, whichever way you're reading, you want to read the differences first, don't you, really? Because otherwise you're having to wade through all of this stuff that's the same before you finally get to the bit that's different. I don't know. This is the way that I currently do it, so I'll keep going with that. But it's possible in the future I'll just change how I do that. Now, is that correct? Offset the associated index. So that's going over the art indexes. If it's got an art index, then it tries to each entry tries to offset, and then that calls that. Yeah, I think that's correct. Do you think that's correct? So, yeah, I mean, how to test this now? We need a way to somehow get somebody into the database. Well, we know how to do that, don't we? You can simply do that. Let's just for the sake of argument, make sure that gets set to something. I think you can put it out there at least. So we've got test risky.png there. Why is risky not come to now? I wonder. So we've got that. Let's now make a thing for book actually. Let's do it. So let's just say risky book. So with a bit of luck, this will trigger a refresh. Alright, so we've got test risky down there, test risky book here. So yeah, we need a way to actually delete somebody, don't we? That's what we need. Like this. Yeah, that'll do the trick, won't it? Won't it? Well, hang on. These people don't need to actually get deleted. They just need to be associated with the correct people. And the variance isn't actually set. Didn't expect that. Maybe you can't set them at the global level. I wonder if that will actually now get that incorrectly. No. It's possible that is working, guys. It's supposed to, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I've got the variance coming through now. So there's risky bulk. Okay, that's pretty cool code. So yeah, what I want to try and do is to make people be associated with the correct ones. Which is, yeah, this is possible to do, actually. Right, so this is associated, so it's not going to be, this never gets deleted now. We will need to actually make it be deletable. But what I can do is, if I just change my support platform to be my support platform 2, what that should do is, it should delete that guy from up there, and it should append it down here. And in deleting it from up there, we should find that we need to offset this person's index. Right, if that makes sense, if you're following along at home. Delete style landmarks. Let's just go through that first. I think this is where I want to be, honestly. Yeah, I suppose actually, because that's just going to do a big test. It's right here. We could actually go to here and see that happen, couldn't we? Yeah, perfect. So my support platform is getting thrown out the window. Alright, perfect. So we've got the one deletion thing. Let's just have a look at the asset deletion records. There's only one of them. So it's index 8. This location we don't need to bother about. This is just the location in the database. So yeah, it's index 8. So there's an index 0. It might be nice actually to go through this. Yeah, watching what the project says. That's risky. Our index is 0, so it's not going to be that. We're looking for an art index that's greater than 8. Art index of 1. An art index of 12, perfect. So we're talking about it's coad. Alright, so it's got an art index of 12. And we've deleted art index 8. there's only one record, so that's perfectly fine. And yeah, I don't think anybody else uses it. So that was for one of them. How do we check this now? I mean, you just go on, don't you? Well, no, it's just going to be correct. It's just going to be correct, isn't it? Because you're saying that you're decrementing the index by 1, and you're going to end up deleting one index, one asset. Alright, so that's finished. We now see this down here, this up here. This hasn't been deleted because it's associated. This hasn't been deleted despite not having landmarks because it is associated. And this guy has been plopped below it. Yeah, I can't think of anything that could be wrong about that, but I'm sure there probably will be. So the offsetting of the indices, I think, is correct. What we need to do now is to actually provide the ability to delete associated landmarks. Delete assets that are associated but which don't have any landmarks. But before I can test that, I actually need to know. I do need to be able to keep these things around somehow. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note of what I need to do. Yeah, I do need to do that. Let's stick it down here. So basically, the things that I need to do . Okay, so permit deletion of associated assets no longer associated. So basically, all that means is, in the same way that we looped over all of the projects and their entries, offsetting the assets, we need to go over all of them, checking if the index matches the what would it be? Well, yeah, it's when we, I think it's when we initialize the project actually. When synchronizing projects, you basically want to see if the art value differs from that which your index says it should be. Yeah, it's basically that. I mean, yeah, it's been syncing project checking up. Bit cryptic, but I know what that means. That's basically the gist of it. But in order to sort of, well, before getting on to that, I think what I'd like to do is to actually make use of some of these things, which I think we should be able to do. So which sprites are we talking about? We're talking about associated. Yeah, it's the associated sprites. Make use of the associated sprites in the search page. So basically, I think one way to make use of them would be in the filter. And also in here somehow. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to make it appear in the list, honestly. I mean, if you look at Risky Business's website, you got these 4 things. Now when you're logged in, these guys appear a bit bigger and they're clickable, and they take you through to the actual content. I mean, will that be what I'll do? So you just have so the search page would basically just be these 4 dudes. Yeah, I don't know. I think definitely though, this would be a case of figuring out how to make it look. The filter though should be a bit easier. You basically just stick the icons to the left of the thing. So I think that's what I'll start by doing. Okay. And then once I've actually got them in the filter menu, I can I'll have those used, so they'll have landmarks. Is that what I'm actually looking for? Well, hang on. Permit deletion of associated which was no longer associated with anyone. Actually, I beg your pardon. Now think about it. Just the art icon value this is the path of the asset which you want indexing. If they differ, you may be able to delete the order associated asset even though it's... Actually, no, I'm sorry. We can do that. Because all we're talking about there is checking that nobody else is associated with it. So yeah, we could do that actually. Delete stale assets. So if there's no landmark count, no, I don't think it would be here, would it? No, I don't think it would be. It'd be in sync projects. Sync projects. Print out something sensible to inform real life users. Let me just go through, just get what I'm looking at. There's your delete stale assets. That's so weird to see a sync project up there calling this function that's actually down here. Why does that happen? Why did I think that needed to be that way around? I don't know. I mean, I did, didn't I? So, yeah, this calls reorganized projects. I don't know, everybody's calling all sorts of things down here. Well, basically, I think possibly in here. Probably around here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not actually here. It's, what do you call it? Configured assets or whatever it is. So when we're pushing these guys on, pushing the project assets, right, so it's here really. We need to do the same for the icon. But yeah, it's when you get in here, I think both of these dudes need to actually do some checking as to what is wanted to do. So that this could probably be, what is this trying to do? Project in DB. I mean, the only thing I changed there was art to icon, wasn't it? P art. So you're taking the path, the string. Variance. Sync asset association. I think that's what we're talking about here. Synchronizing asset association. I do think that's what it is. Right, and then in here, we know what the path is, we're going to know what the values are, we know what the index is. I reckon how can we go? Oh, it's the last track. So yeah, I won't do this now. Let's make a note. Here is where we want to actually do the logic for deleting associated assets. Well, actually, I suppose what you could also say in another way is for deleting associated assets, or right, or for marking assets no longer associated. This would allow get rid of them. There's no necessity for this to be done here, is there? No, I don't think there is. Yeah, let's say that we'll tackle this tomorrow. Project DB. Asset index in DB. So this gets asset path. The path. So the path is going to be new. If we can't get an asset, push it on. And we say it's associated. It's right here, isn't it? Asset index in DB. This is like the new index. Right? If that is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, and the project in DB is not equal to the new art index, I think it is there. So greater than or equal to 0 just means that it's associated with somebody. So that means, it basically means that an association has to have been established. Now, what have we got here? The project in DB, oh hang on, the art index. We need to actually know what we're talking about here. The art or the icon index, that's what we need to know about. So we need to say what we want to be talking about. And we've got the association indices, haven't we? The association where is that guy? Associable identifier. The AI project art and the AI project icon. So it's the associable identifier. That's where this comes into play. So there's our project in DB, and what we're actually talking about is the current index. So let's make it a pointer to the actual value. Usually what I do is default break, but I think I'm actually going to just enumerate them. It's possible I might want to make this work for the entry once we can actually handle it. But I think this is all to do for now. Now, let me just see actually. This gets an asset and then pushes it. Yeah, I think the reason that I can't really pass the reason that I can't pass this value or this by address in is that I don't actually know where it's going to be beforehand. You know, because you have to update the asset, which updates that, and then we re-get it from that. So yeah, there's a bit of jiggery pokery that has to go on. But anyway, yeah, He's already deleting associations. So yeah, I reckon what to do. I reckon that's it. So yeah, next time I think I'm going to do that. It's now 8:30. We're going for 2 hours now. Did 3 hours earlier. And look at how dark my webcam is by now. Flipping hell. That's pretty cool actually. Got the darkness, got the magenta writing. So yeah, I'm going to call it now. I'm not going to do any more today because I've done like 5-6 hours or something like that. And tomorrow we'll just do this, I guess. We'll do the logic for deleting assets. So yeah, thank you very much for heroes and heroines, for being here, for being beautiful, and most of all for being associated. And you take it easy as well, Jessie. Hope all's well in your neck of the woods. Yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up at some point. Until next time. Farewell for now.